Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. We're back for week 24 of 5PL season number 5 in the Schwartz division. Apologize in advance for my croaky voice. I seem to have caught the plague at the Open last weekend, but joined here this morning by Steve. How are you doing?
I'm similar to you.
Yeah.
Came home with a bit of a cold from the Open, so hopefully there'll be lots of strikes today, and we won't have to do too much talking. But an exciting show for the teams playing, and in both divisions, lots of teams going to be watching with interest too as we get down to the playoff hunt.
Yeah, this week and then just 2 more weeks of regular season action here for us in season 5. So today we have Venom in back-to-back matches taking on the Rock and Rollers and the Crushers, and the Crushers taking on the Revengers to round out our day. Certainly going to have some implications for playoffs here. If we take a look at our standings right now, Rock and Rollers really looking to just solidify their place as high as they can in the standings, sitting in a really good position, have had a great season again this year. The Crushers looking to make that playoff push, still having 4 games left. So ending out today, they'll still have another pair of matches to be played, I believe, next week. And then we have Venom and the Revengers really looking to get as many points as possible and put themselves in a bit of a better position, closer to that. Anything you're
Yeah,
particularly excited for, Steve?
no, it's like we said, huge week for all teams. Revengers come in at 500 with 3 games left, so they run the table. You never know; they could sneak in, but they've also got to be
Exactly.
careful. If they lose all three, you also don't want to finish in the bottom two, right? And then we're not used to seeing the Venom that low in the standings, but they've averaged 261 this year, and teams are throwing 1340 a game against them. So, um, yeah, tough crowd there. But they've been in this position too because last year. Um, I believe they had to win their last 4 or 5 games big, and they did. And then, of
Yep.
course, they made it right to the finals. So,
Yeah.
a lot of teams that are used to being in this playoff push. So, should be exciting.
Yeah, definitely a team that knows how to fight. And with that, we'll bring our coaches, managers in here for a quick chat, and then we'll get into the bowling. Welcome here this morning, ladies. Hi, Rhonda. Bright and early for you guys in BC. How's the team feeling?
Oh, good. We've been laughing up a storm here. So, yeah.
That's what we like to hear. And
Yeah.
Katie, a little bit later in the morning for you guys, just coming in for one match today. How's everybody feeling about this one? You're on mute, Katie.
Yeah. I'd have to go out and come back.
Yeah. Well, Rhonda, obviously, as you heard Steve say before we hopped on with you, that you guys have been in this position before. You know how to win. You know how to take those matches when you need to. What's sort of the plan of attack for today, and then thinking ahead to those other matches in a couple weeks here?
Well, hopefully we play like we did the last two and just continue it on and give ourselves a chance in the last week. We come up against Carnage and Caribou Thunder in next week, but more importantly, we have to win these two today
Exactly.
and take as many points as we possibly can and give ourselves a chance.
Mm-hmm. Katie, are you here? Could we hear
How am I
you?
now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yay!
Perfect. You're all good. How's the team doing this morning out east?
Pretty good. Can't really complain too much. I mean, it's not as early as, for them. It's noon here, so not too bad.
Yeah, and coming in for one game today, sort of closing out your season. Is there
Yeah.
any specific plan of attack? Anything Shane has left in terms of wise words for you guys?
Not really. Shane kind of left it to the Wolves, which is okay. I mean, it's Shane, so naturally that's what he's gonna do. But no, we're feeling good. We're excited to finish out the season and see what happens.
Awesome. So with that, Katie, what is your lineup for this morning?
So it's going to be Brandon Tibbs, Mitchell Williams, myself, Brandon Smith, and Courtney Lucas. Noah Kelly's on the bench, and Shane is unavailable today.
Awesome. And then Rhonda, what about you guys for the Venom?
We are going Aaron, Mike, Maddie, Adrian, Jesse, and we got Bob and Marco on the bench.
Awesome. All right. Well, best of luck, and we'll chat with you both after the match.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Good luck, Katie.
Thank you. Good luck.
Awesome. So for the Rock and Rollers, we have Shane Chafe, Brandon Tibbs, Noah Kelly, Brandon Smith, Mitchell Williams, Courtney Lucas, Katie Wells, managed by Shane Chafe, or in this case today, Miss Katie Wells, bowling out of Plaza Bowl in St. John's, Newfoundland. And then for the Fraser Valley Venom, we have Bob Herman, Aaron King, Maddie Harms, Mike Warren, Jesse Bailey, Marco Sang, Adrian Kiss, and Rhonda McDougall, managed by Rhonda, and they're bowling out of Scottsdale Lanes in British Columbia.
That should be a good match. These two teams met in the playoffs last year, I believe, with the Venom on their road to making the finals knocked out the Rock and Rollers. So maybe a little bit of revenge there, but big points for both teams. Rock and Rollers sitting at 52.5.
Yeah.
Might be enough. Could be close, but obviously a win would pretty much solidify them. And the Venom, coming in, as we mentioned, pretty much having to run the table and then hoping.
Yeah, definitely having played well so far this season, as you say, like averaging so high, but just coming up against teams that are throwing 13.5 at them week over week. We'll give them notification that they are good to start here, because I think they might be waiting for that.
Yep, the Venom 261 average for this year, 267.8 against. And the Rock and Rollers averaging 267 incidentally this year with 252 against.
Yeah, really interesting to sort of look at those stats and see how teams tend to shoot against certain teams, sort of what those scores for and against are across the league, because it is quite interesting.
Yeah, and they made, as we mentioned, division winners last year, lost in the finals overall. But there's so many good teams, you wouldn't think they'd specifically have a target on their back, that teams are fired up to play against them. Because you look at the standings and the depth of the league, there's there's so many strong teams. You can't just focus on a few.
Exactly. A great start for both teams here. This is great news for Steve and I. Not have to talk as much. Hopefully, keep our voices in check heading into another work week.
And both these teams like to play quick too.
Yeah, certainly not any teams that you see somebody on the lineup who is going to be taking a ton of time. Should be a quick match, especially if they're both putting up strikes. And a great shot from Matt as well to continue down that Venom lineup. Again, huge shout out to all of our competitors in the Pro League who competed in open provincials across the country this past weekend, making it to the national championships in St. John's, Newfoundland. I know Bob Herman is the men's single for BC on the Venom. And I believe Adrian's also on the men's team. I could be mistaken.
Yeah, that was part of my original homework assignment. I didn't get it all done.
That's fair. Very fair. Our next team that we'll be seeing join us with the Crushers, multiple of those team members have qualified for nationals here.
Yep. So solid start from both teams, which we'd expect.
Yeah, early mornings seem to be good for the Venom. That's usually we always see them playing in this earlier time slot just because of availability, and never seems to slow them down. That's for sure.
Yeah, I want to say in the playoffs a couple of years ago, they had to start at 6 a.m. their time.
Yeah. Yeah, that is something that, sometimes you forget about when you are a team who's further east in Canada. That, you want to play a game at 9 a.m. your time, that's 7 a.m. for your competitors on the other side of the country.
Yeah, because they're for the Venom, their original center, I forget, closed down mid-season, and where they are now has a 10 a.m. league that starts there, so they have to be done by 9:30 their time.
Yeah. It sticks from Brandon. Mitchell here looking to right the ship a little bit, get off the middle of the head pin, get some marks flowing again for the Rock and Rollers. He does just take answers as well with another double.
Of course, lots to watch on TV today. You can spend 4.5 hours watching 5PL as there's 4 games in the other division. That'll be starting at in 20 minutes time. So you can pull the old what I used to do for the Final Four and watch the end of one game and then go back and watch the end of another game and then flip back and forth. Or you can stay with us.
Or, you can just run 2 screens.
Yeah.
Constantly, right?
Yeah. And then eventually the Jays game and the Masters. So lots to do today.
Big sporting Sunday, that is for sure. We're that time of year.
So as we mentioned, it's hard to believe the Venom are only 24.5 points against, 24.5 for 39.5 against this year. Again, averaging 261 as a team. Bob comes in 235 for 64 frames. Aaron 245 for 67. Struggle in limited action for Matty Harms 219, but Mike Warren 280. Jesse 291, playing all 80 frames. Marco off and off the bench 295, and Adrian 249 through 48 frames.
Yeah, certainly shooting well this year. And, talk about Marco coming in off the bench, averaging 295. Really plays that position so well, coming in, sort of changing that energy and getting the team really fired up when he needs to. Adrian looking to pick up that final stick, and he does.
We often talk about this, the importance of the depth on the teams and the bench players, where sometimes if you're playing against a team and say for the Venom, Aaron or Matt are struggling and you're thrilled to get them out of the game, but then you see Marco come in and you're like, oh crap.
Yeah, you're like, oh, well, it's certainly not going to get any easier, right?
Yeah.
Oftentimes with any of those pulls and those substitutions that you've seen come in for really any team in the league, right? That depth is so immense board. And a good half for Jesse. Looked a little bit unsure about that one, but never a doubt in my mind.
And quick look at the Rock and Rollers averages. Shane, who isn't here today, of course, 279 through 94 frames. Brandon Tibbs, 243. Noah Kelly, in a rookie season, he's been amazing, 293.5 through 85 frames. Brandon Smith, 265. Mitchell, 269. Courtney, 256. And Katie, 247.
Yeah, again, so much depth on that lineup as well. And a great cover for Brandon. Again, today, Rock and Rollers just with that one substitution, having Noah on the bench with Shane away this week. It is always interesting. Mike knew that out of his hand was not where he wanted it to be, hoping that, he'd get that 5, which he did, instead of just that 3 pin. And I do really appreciate the graphics that mock you in a way. Ricky Chance missed.
Yeah.
Sorry, as if it wasn't didn't make you feel bad enough that you didn't throw a good shot. Like, oh wow.
Yeah, and if he wasn't happy with the first one, he's definitely not going to be happy with going through
Yeah.
the hole.
Yeah.
And
It's a little bit rushed there. And that's the shot he wanted.
Yeah, and even with his experience, you wonder sometimes you miss on a double and you see your opponent throw the third one. You're frustrated and you're not fully set before you're up throwing the second ball.
Yeah. And especially in a league like this, right? Like there is no rush. There's never rush anyways, right? Across the board in bowling, but especially in a situation like this, right? You really can take your time.
Yeah, you generally, unless you're in a crowded center and another 5PL team's playing, you're generally have no one beside you other than maybe your own players practicing. So
Yeah.
you don't have to. There's no courtesy or no real cue you have to worry about. So
Exactly.
so the pace is fast enough anyway.
Venom not looking as solid as they did that first frame. Rock and Rollers just continuing to truck right along. Adrian with that corner picked that up on his last ball in the second frame here, looking to do the same here and just barely slides by.
And with Shane not there, I'm curious to know if there's any moves to be made, whether Katie's in full control of the team or whether it's going to be a by committee sort of thing.
Yeah.
And again, with just the one sub instead of two, it might also be if someone's struggling, they may just exit themselves.
Oh, not able to get quite enough push with that one from Jesse. So Rock and Rollers just doing Rock and Rollers things here. Only real misses have been those head pins. Doing a good job of picking up their sticks though, nonetheless. Venom fumbling a little bit here in frames 2 and 3. A few misses. Looking to right the ship and get back on it like they had in that first frame. Like come out firing and know what they need to get done here. Still lots of game left, but certainly don't want to create too much gap here with a team like the Rock and Rollers who really can just go on firing.
Absolutely. And Jesse just having thrown there, she was so good last year. Last year Venom got off to a slow start and they put her down at the bottom and she ran with it.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. And again, this year she's played every single frame. And we're going to see it again with the Revengers with Josie Brooks, who's played every single frame. And I think on the other side, the average pros, Julia Robko, who won singles in Alberta, she's also played every single frame.
Yeah.
So it's pretty impressive. And I mean, you see it in the Masters where there's no pull.
Yeah.
And you're kind of in for the duration at Masters Nationals. But I know even with the Mayhem and two very accomplished women there with Connie or Linda, but the occasional day when we only had one, I know the other one felt the pressure. So it's pretty kudos to the ladies who
stick it out the entire time.
Yeah.
And that was a great ball from Mike. Definitely wishing he could take back the first and second balls in that third frame with Mitchell starting off with that 4-bagger. Speaking of, I forgot to put up the ham bone because we were too busy yapping about our great female bowlers in the league. And a great ball from Matt to get back on it.
Tough shot for Adrian there.
Great ball, Courtney. Yeah, so you do gotta wonder, knowing that Venom does have those two pulls, they have Marco and Bob on the bench here. Like, we maybe gonna see something changing here before the commercial break, on the commercial break? Just knowing how important every one of these points is for them.
Yeah, not to be cliche-ish, it's got to be do or die time
Mm-hmm.
where they can't let especially in the 5PL, my philosophy was, even though you've got great players in the game and you've seen them come back,
Mm-hmm.
can't watch someone struggle a bit when you've got two elite players on the bench.
Yeah, exactly. And if your opponent is shooting, we talk about the fact that there's no defense in bowling, but sort of a defensive pull in a way, right? If your player's struggling and you have somebody who can come in and fire if you need them,
Yeah,
can be sort of that more defensive strategy, right?
yeah, and 5PL, especially if you've got two subs and the
Mm-hmm.
fact that they can also practice on the side, I
Yeah,
found my
really advantageous.
I always found myself much more proactive than even coaching at the Open,
Mm-hmm.
where and with such a small sample size here, even though it's over a whole season, now is not the time to hope someone can find it.
No.
You can't mess around.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you're playing sort of 2 games in a day, 1 game in a day, right? With that, we do see a change coming. Marco is going in for Aaron in that leadoff spot here. Mitchell with the Yahtzee here. So as we said earlier, Rock and Rollers only have that one substitution with Noah Kelly on the bench. Venom have their 2 subs. Marco already coming in here for Aaron at the top. They still have Bofferman on the bench though, and Jesse, regardless, is in for the whole match, given they don't have a female sub on the bench. Another great ball for Smitty. You just know Mike's thinking, oh God, that third frame.
Yeah,
Why did I rush? No, no, no.
and that's that's a lot of the difference in the team total right now too.
Yeah, 100% is just those
The
the string of
65,
marks here.
yep, the 65 in that match, 165 to 70 or 135
Yeah.
to 70.
Maddie just dead on the beak with that one.
And that's what the Rock and Rollers can do for you too. Wondered if that one was coming. Looks like
Yeah,
Bob's coming in for Adrian as well.
I think that was the one we were speculating on a little bit more than that Marco Aaron pull at the top. So we'll see Bob going in for Adrian first ball in the 5th frame here. Rock and Rollers get a little bit of an extended commercial break here. They have those 3 doubles working and that pair of strikes as well. So sitting pretty. Venom so far only have that 1 double working, have the chance to get 2 more strikes, 2 more marks here on the board. Bob going in, throwing his first ball of the day.
And the Venom probably not disappointed the commercial breaks coming here.
No, certainly not.
But that's what the Rock and Rollers can do to you too, especially since most of them play so fast. You get
Exactly.
a couple opens in your first 3 bowlers, and you look over and they're done.
The lineup's done. They're hanging out. They're having a little relaxy Lou over there, and a good cover from Bob.
A lot
Jesse
of
here looking great. Yep.
A lot of talent and experience on the Venom side too, and throw in some desperation, of course, with basically having to win their last 4 games. Does set up an interesting finish.
Yeah, it's they're in a very, very interesting position here that, they do have 4 matches left. If they win out, it puts them in a spot to maybe make the playoffs. But, if the opposite happens and they suffer some tough losses here, they're putting themselves in the position to possibly be in relegation. So it's a really unique sort of situation here we see. So again, heading into the commercial break, we have the Rock and Rollers with those 3 doubles working that pair of strikes, to the Venom's single double working that 1 strike and that 1 spare sitting at 511 to the Rock and Rollers 670. We'll be back here shortly after the commercial break.
Cargill is proud to be supporting a truly Canadian sport like 5-pin bowling. We look forward to watching some great competition from many competitors and bowling centres across our country. With hundreds of locations across Canada, Cargill is committed to helping the Canadian farmer thrive. Whether it is selling commodities, getting agronomic advice, fertilizer needs, crop protection, and marketing expertise, Cargill is here to help. So please enjoy this bowling. Thank you.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shining bright like a diamond. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
I'll go through anything to get where I wanna be. Nothing you throw at me gonna knock me off of my feet. It might take everything, so if you want it, you gotta be ready to play. 'Cause I'll go through anything, and you're gonna have to go through me.
All right, and we're back for the second half of our first match of the day here in week 24 of 5PL season number 5 in the Schwartz division. Rock and Rollers with the early lead, lots of strikes working, 3 doubles and that pair of strikes, sitting at 670 to the Venom's 511 with that 1 double, 1 spare, and that 1 strike working. Brandon, I don't know if he looked super sure of that one at the line, but did what he wanted it to do.
Yep. Sometimes, even if not great out of your hand, you hope it ends up in the right spot.
Yeah, you say, you know what? Let's hope that's not a head pin. Maybe I will get some nice push on it, and that he did.
I think the Rock and Rollers, if they had any chat during the break, would have been to keep their foot on the gas.
Yeah, keep things rolling. Clearly, it's working. Finish out that season strong.
Yeah. They come in decent shape, as we mentioned, 52.5, and we figure mid 50s should be safe, possibly even low 50s. But the higher you finish, I know we always, when I was with the Mayhem, always you want to get in first, but you also want to avoid the 4-5 game if you can, because anything can happen in that one.
One match, right?
Yep.
It's back there.
And not letting
Another
up
ham bone here. Yeah. Again, not telling people they should leave our stream, but the cargo division did just start. Some more action over there. Certainly going to have some implications here for playoff standings as well as relegation on the other side of things with the cargo division.
Yeah, especially
Another
on
good one
that,
from Courtney.
yeah, on that side, the Rebels have been playing really well to get themselves in the hunt, and they want to keep with it. Misfits desperate for a couple wins to try and get in, and then Holy Roses and Trash Pandas right now bottom 2 in the standings, and you don't want to be bottom 2.
Certainly lots of action, lots of implications here across all of our matches here today in both divisions. But again, the Rock and Rollers giving us some excitement to start the day. Really looking strong. They're saying, you know what, we're playing one match. Let's get all of our strikes that we normally win on a day and just put it in one game.
And Venom are probably thinking, here we go again.
Exactly. You know, not playing horribly by any stretch of the word, but
Yeah, 261 team average coming in, but stuck near the bottom of the standings because teams are doing this to them all the time.
exactly. Yeah, I say it over and over again. I don't know if Brandon wants to kill me yet for saying this, but it is the Brandon Hagen effect from last year with the average pros. He'd throw a 350 and week after week, someone would throw a 370 at him.
Yeah. Well, then you look up and, you know, Mike Warren's the guy you got going in your game, and
Ooh, just
his opponent's got a 6-bagger out of the gate.
yep. Mike, you know, 5 for 6 on his strikes, just that one misstep there in that third frame. But, you know, doing what he can to stick with it and stick with Mitchell. I mean, that's really all you can do, right? If your opponent is going off, you do the best that you can to keep with it and to, you know, minimize that sort of gap that can form when an opponent's going on a string of strikes.
Yeah, and if you're the Venom, it's tough because everyone feels like they've got to throw a 4-bagger to get them back in the match, but it doesn't always work that way. You just got to start with a couple marks and chip away and hope hope you get a couple breaks and then finish with a flourish, see what happens.
Starts with one strike, right?
Yeah.
Starts with one mark, and you just keep building on that momentum there. Marco putting up a good one there at the top of the lineup for the Venom. Gibbs unfortunately getting that punch.
So Mike's got to be thinking he can't miss now the way things are going.
Yeah, I would say so. Another good one from Mike or that ham bone.
There's no defense in bowling, so if you're with the Venom, all you can do is start marking and hope.
Yeah. And another good one for Mitchell for that martini. Maddie, again, just looking a little bit unsteady. Maybe a little bit quick here. Really important that he's able to pick up his sticks and get some marks working here.
Yeah, he's always amazed me, Matt Harms, just with his basically just a 2-step approach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 'cause when he's on, it's seems so easy. It almost looks like he's extended it now.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
So maybe, yeah, maybe he was having timing issues and flirting with a few things here.
Hmm. Nonetheless, though, like still within striking distance in that match against Katie, with her having that open frame here now in 7, but really needing to start building some marks here and putting some things together and hoping for a little bit of help here on the other side as
Well, Venom getting what they could have hoped for here, I think, with a few breaks on the other side. And Marco with the strike, and Bob with coming off the bench with the
putting up that
square and
double.
the double. Yeah.
That was a very impressive balk from Jesse. The only time in my life that I've balked was during a bingo bowl, because for whatever reason I went up and started to take a 4-step approach, which I have not done this season at all. And I took I took 2 steps. And I was like, wait, this isn't right. Why is my arm already back and I'm about to slide on my right foot? This is not correct.
Yeah, the only time I've tried to do it very late in my approach, the ball ended up in a ceiling tile. So
Happens to the best of us. I'm very brave of you to share that story, Steve. I never like to bring up putting a ball into a ceiling because I just think about Nathan Cooper immediately.
yeah, it was very, very similar to that.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, heading into our final 3 frames here, Rock and Roller sitting at 10:21. They have that single double working. So that run of marks, that freight train did sort of come to a little bit of a halt there in the 7th frame to the Venom sitting at 7:52. That pair of doubles working on that one strike working at the top, looking to chip away at some of that gap that exists. Another good one from Marco, but doesn't get the push. Did the finger point a little bit too early. That's always what I say.
Yeah, I thought it was. I didn't expect that to cut through. I thought that was full
No.
pocket.
I would have been a little bit less surprised if it would have been on the left side, but the right side was. Oh, and speaking of something being a little bit too skinny, Mitchell with that shot in 8 brings his string of strikes to an end, but still in a really good spot to have a great game here.
Yeah, you finish a run on a shot like that. I think you're still content because you threw a good shot. I think you're more upset if you butcher it.
Mike with his Yahtzee finally. So really makes this match interesting here. Again, Venom, in it for 2 matches today, taking on the Crushers right after this in what's sure to be another big match. Maddie with a good one there. The 3-pin dropping down from the heavens and taking out that deuce for him.
Yeah, one of those shots that back in the free fall days may have had a different result.
Mm-hmm.
Venom doing a good job here of hanging around. That's all you can do.
Certainly. Left a little bit fast on that one, laid it down at the line.
I think Courtney might have been happy with the corner there, but the full hit carried and got them all. So great bounce back frame for the Rock and Rollers.
No, definitely.
And I'm sure they're rubbing it in to Mitch that he was the only one that didn't strike, even though it's the first time he didn't strike.
Yeah. Come on, you got to do better. We know you can throw strikes. Like, keep doing what we know you can do. Yeah,
we can't carry you all day.
exactly.
With those openings in the 7th frame, it's allowed the Venom to sneak back a bit. They're just hoping it's not too little too late here.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially, wanting to build some momentum here from this match into the next match, knowing they are taking on another strong team in the Crushers, right? Like this match, obviously, very important. Building some positive momentum at the end of this match here is only going to be, an added bonus factor heading into that second match as well.
Tough shot for Marco there with a punch. Off the bench, throws a strike, throws a great shot that could have been a double, and you're in a situation where you can't afford to miss at this point.
Mitchell leaves another left corner here. Still a great game from him. Oh, and Mike's run here comes to an end with a head pin. The strike there would have made it very, very interesting.
Yeah.
It's still great of him to keep with Mitchell for that match.
Yeah, when you're playing someone who's still got a shot at 401, you're just trying to keep totals
Exactly.
close.
Yeah, 100%.
Katie's got to be wondering the way I'm throwing the ball, how did I go 3-3 2 frames ago?
Exactly. We all have those moments where we're bowling really well, and then you're just like, well, how did I do that? How did that happen? Why did I do that? Keeps us humble. It keeps the game interesting.
Yeah.
That's what I always say.
Yep. And as a coach or a teammate, it's important to remind your players that that stuff happens. Don't dwell on it. Just flush it and go back to what you were doing.
And good sticks from Brandon.
So right now, these bottom 2 matches are the only ones that could really get
Interesting here.
Yeah.
That's a great ball from Bob. It puts him at 192 with that strike working in 9. Can max him out at 282.
And this is basically a must strike for Jessie to hang around in her
Mhm.
match. Oh, it's a couple
And the
times.
second balk. Yeah, second balk from her today.
Wonder if there's
Oh, if
something
I've
else going on in the center, or if she's just
Mhm.
having the yips a little bit with her footwork.
Oh, our stream disappeared.
Oh,
Right. We will be back shortly, folks. I don't know why the stream disappeared. Apologies, everybody. We are working to get the stream back online. Venom are asking if we can just restart the entire match. Wouldn't that be fun? Just an entire replay. Everything is gone, guys. Online. And good to go.
Nice save, Maria.
Sometimes, because I'm running a remote computer that's at Carrie's house. And I know we have bad weather here, and I just don't know what the weather's like in Edmonton, if there was some sort of issue.
Luckily, that's all way over my head.
But you know what? It was before the 10th frame started. We didn't miss any of the big action. It wasn't the final shot being thrown, so we are all good.
Good shot by Marco there.
Yeah, definitely great on him to come in this match here.
Yeah, he left the corner on that bomb. He threw an 8, and then unfortunately the punch last time. But that's what you got to do when you come off the bench. You got to come in firing, hoping to spark things.
Yeah, and I mean, as much as we talk about the importance of being able to come in and throw good shots, which you always want to do off the bench, and Marco's done such a great job of this season. Sometimes it is just that shift in energy, that excitement that comes along with throwing those good shots when you do make a substitution, right?
Yeah, and even though they're not in the same center, you do feel momentum swings,
Mm-hmm.
even though you're playing remotely.
Yeah. Another great shot from Mitchell there.
So Mike hoping to bang out for 321 and possibly lose by 80.
Yeah. Not much you can do in that sort of instance. That's kind of how she goes sometimes. And unfortunately, with another head pin here to close out his game, can't be upset about throwing a high 2 nonetheless, especially with your opponent shooting so well in a match. Mitchell finishing out his game here with a head pin, looking to pick up a couple more sticks. Great game from him, though, to close out the regular season for the Rock and Rollers.
Solid 381. And the funny part was, I don't think Mitchell was supposed to be in the original lineup.
He was not.
So I'm not sure if Noah missed the news that they were starting half an hour earlier or what. We don't have we might get the full story behind that later, but it turned out to be a blessing for the Rock and Rollers, that's for sure.
Definitely. Again, your Venom here, we talk about it being a do or die situation. Not the way you were hoping that first match of the day to go, but really important here on your break to be able to reset, refocus for that next match, just knowing how equally important this next one is here nonetheless, right?
Yeah, and they did get off to a slow start, but sometimes you get off to a slow start and your opponent's are only beating you by 50 or 100, but unfortunately their 4-frame slow start really dug them a huge hole.
Mm-hmm.
A chance here for Adrian in his match. Smitty's got to clean up for 248, or sorry, for Bob, and
There.
yeah, unfortunate for Bob. With the chop off bear and the double, he also had a good run off the bench. Just
Not
a tough
quite
head.
enough.
So this will be devastating for the Venom, but also huge for the Rock and Rollers. So this will take them to 60 points. Which is very likely to keep them in the top 3.
Yeah, should be still here in a great spot. But yeah, definitely devastating for the Venom nonetheless here. Apologies for my lack of commentary. I am currently getting our next match sorted and set up here.
The Rock and Rollers showing that they can shoot 1400 without Shane, which I'm sure they'll mention that to him too.
As you should, of course. You need to make sure that he's well aware of that. You went away for a week. We don't need you here anyways. No need to worry. But yeah, certainly I don't think the way that either of us were sort of expecting that first match to go, just knowing how Venom finished out that season last year. Kudos to the Rock and Rollers, just really, getting the jump on things really early. I know you said, Steve, that oftentimes, you get off to a little bit of a slow start and usually you can make up a little bit more ground, but the Rock and Rollers just absolutely starting up that freight train early and not letting off the gas.
Yeah, they gave them a bit of a sniff in the 7th frame, but came back firing in 8-9 and just took it right back. But at that point, it was probably too late anyway with the start they got off to.
Yeah, which is unfortunate for the Venom, but again, looking to reset here for the second match. So we'll bring Katie and Rhonda in for a quick chat, and then we'll move on to our next game. Welcome back, Katie. Welcome back, Rhonda. Katie, you guys showing Shane that you can throw 14 and a half without him
Who
here.
needs
I'm
him?
sure you're gonna. Yeah, who needs Shane anyways, right? Katie, new manager.
Yeah.
How's the team feeling closing out your regular season?
We feel good. I mean, that was best case scenario, I guess. So now we just wait and see.
For sure. And Rhonda, I mean, certainly not the way Steve or I thought that match was going to go. Sometimes you can get off to a slow start and you're not back by as much as you guys were, but Rock and Rollers really just not taking their foot off the gas. How do you guys sort of reset, refocus for the next match here, knowing you're taking on the Crushers? Or what's the plan?
Yeah, not the way I thought it was going to finish with the first frame we threw, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And we're just going to put our lineup down and go against the Crushers and see what happens. And that's all we can do. It's bowling, right? You just
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Rhonda, that seems to be the trend this year for you. Teams averaging almost 270 against you, and probably go even higher now.
It just went up. Yeah. It just seems to be the luck of the draw. The team that we're playing plays the hottest on the weekend, and it's against us.
Yeah. What keeps us coming back to bowling, but it's still the thing that frustrates us most. So with that, Katie, we'll let you guys go, and Rhonda, we'll see you back here in short order after our commercial break for your second match.
Great
Thanks.
game, Katie.
Good.
Thanks,
Good game.
ladies.
Yeah.
Cargill is proud to be supporting a truly Canadian sport like 5-pin bowling. We look forward to watching some great competition from many competitors and bowling centres across our country. With hundreds of locations across Canada, Cargill is committed to helping the Canadian farmer thrive. Whether it is selling commodities, getting agronomic advice, fertilizer needs, crop protection, and marketing expertise, Cargill is here to help. So please enjoy this bowling. Thank you.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shining bright like a diamond. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
I'll go through anything to get where I wanna be. Nothing you throw at me gonna knock me off of my feet. It might take everything, so if you want it, you gotta be ready to play. 'Cause I'll go through anything, and you're gonna have to go through me.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Time for our second match of the day. Rock and Rollers defeating the Venom 8-0 in what was an exciting match, and certainly not the way that any of us were expecting the first game to play out here. We take a look at our updated standings now with that first match. Rock and Rollers now move up to 60 points, sitting in a very comfortable position, having closed out their season now. Venom, though, sitting at 24.5 points still here with just another 3 games to play. So certainly in a bit more of a do or die situation, especially knowing they are taking on the Carnage and the Thunder, who are those other teams sitting closer to the bottom of the standings here, heading into our last few matches of the season in the coming weeks here. Steve, sort of anything you're excited for in this next match with the Crushers taking on the Venom?
Well, both teams are going to have completely different mindsets now, right? The Crushers came in not bad shape, but needing a good finish to get in the playoffs. They're coming off, I believe, their last game was a huge win over Next Gen with a 1500. I believe. Venom would have been coming in thinking, okay, we run the table, we got an outside shot at the playoffs. All of a sudden, the Rock and Rollers come out firing and steamrolling 8-0. And now they're in danger mathematically. I don't think the playoffs are there now, but now they've got to worry about being in the bottom 2, which is crazy to think of with the talent they have. And even with that first game, they're averaging 260 for the season.
Yeah, certainly, as Rhonda said, right, that average against in terms of totals being thrown at them has just gone up yet again. And they've been playing really well, but just seems to be week after week that they're coming across the team that is hottest over each weekend. I'm just waiting for our other manager for the Crushers to appear on the back end here, waiting for Harvey. But again, yeah, going to be interesting to sort of see how both of these teams approach this final match here. The Venom coming in off that loss the first game, certainly not, laying things down or giving up by any sense of the words, but going to have a little bit of a fire under their bum here heading into their second match.
Yeah, nobody likes to lose.
No,
but
certainly.
yeah, the Venom, unfortunately, only Mike was going good that game. when you use two people off the bench and then still have to count a 184 and a 206. That's not great.
Okay. Well, we're going to bring our managers in here for a quick chat, and then we'll get into the action. I think Harvey is here just with audio only. Can you give us notification, Harvey, if you are here?
I am here.
All right. We can hear you, but we cannot see you. That is all right. Rhonda, obviously, again, you heard Steve and I talking about sort of the mindset for this match. What is the approach for yourself and the rest of the team heading into your game against the Crushers here?
Oh, we're playing for pride, obviously, and we'll come out hopefully swinging. I want to see my team play well right now.
Yeah, for sure. And Harvey, again, as we were saying, you guys have a little bit of a different mindset going into your matches here today, sort of knowing what needs to be done. How's the team feeling? What sort of insight or approach are you guys taking for this match?
Well, I think where our mindset is, we have to get as many points as we can. We've got 4 matches left, and we've got to just try and bankroll as many points as we can. We can't control what anybody else does. We just have to bowl our game.
For sure. And Rhonda, any changes to your lineup here heading into the second match of the day?
Oh, I'm bringing Aaron back in. So I got Aaron, Mike, Adrian is in third, and then Bob and Jesse. And so we got Maddie and Marco on the bench.
Here.
Awesome. Is he here? I just see a black screen, unfortunately. And Harvey, what is the lineup here for the Crushers?
Our lineup today is going to be leading off. Katie is second, Tim third, Carrie is 4, and Maddie is in 5th. And then we've got Kate on the bench.
Awesome. All right. Well, best of luck to both of your teams. Looking forward to some great matches here, and we'll see you both after the match.
You bet. Thanks.
Okay, good luck.
You too.
All right. So for the Fraser Valley Venom, we have Bob Herman, Aaron King, Maddie Harms, Mike Warren, Jesse Bailey, Marco Sang, Adrian Kiss, and Rhonda McDougall, managed by Rhonda. And they're bowling out of Scottsdale Lanes in British Columbia. Taking on the Crushers here at Sherwood Bowl in Alberta, managed by Harvey, who we were just chatting with, comprised of Carrie Kreitz, Dexter Wiseman, Tim Wiseman, Katie Rayner, Caitlin Ayub, Gary Baird, and Matt Schultz. And a huge happy birthday goes out to Mr. 5-Pin Universe himself, Carrie Kreitz today.
Yes, happy birthday, Carrie.
Comment section, please send happy birthday kudos to Carrie Kreitz.
So an exciting an important day here for the Crushers, of course. They come in with the 4th highest win percentage.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be playing, obviously, a strong Venom team that's going to be playing with a little bit of a burr in their butts here, wanting and needing to finish on a positive. And of course, the Crushers, Venom now, Revengers next game, but their last 2 games are against the Kingpins and the Roses.
Mm-hmm.
So huge playoff implications all around, and lots of teams watching with interest.
Yeah. You know, as Harvey was saying, you know, really trying to take as many points as possible, playing their game out there. You can't really control what your opponents are doing in terms of the total number of points they're taking in those other matches, but looking to just play your game, get those points as you can, and really set yourself up well for getting into the playoffs. I think we're just waiting for the Crushers camera here. Seems like there's a little bit of a lag.
We'll be patient with them. They're new.
Yeah, they're new. They don't know what they're doing. Really learning.
Yeah. It's good to see.
There we go.
Good to see Tim in the lineup after, I guess, a bit of a fender bender after their open provincials last weekend.
Yep. All right, and good to get into the action here. Again, as Rhonda was saying here, on the Venom side of things, we do see both Aaron and Adrian back at the lineup here to start this match. So Marco and Maddie on the bench this time around for the Venom.
Yeah, not real surprising. Aaron's been so good the last few years up top for them. Just couldn't get it rolling last game, so you get him back in there. And Maddie kind of limped home last game. Bob came in, gave them a spark and some steadying influence, so they're keeping him in the 4 spot.
And a great one to start for Mike, just continuing that momentum from that first match here. Hoping that somebody doesn't decide that they're going to throw 7 from the gun against him to start things off.
Yeah, and that was the killer too for Venom, when the only player you've got going is facing a 7-bagger out of the gate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that they're throwing, a 6-bagger or a 5-bagger, and they're just matching their opponent. They're not sort of gaining any ground on them whatsoever.
And another team that plays very quick here with the Crushers. Tim's a little bit deliberate. Matt Schultz a little bit deliberate, but the other 3.
I was saying Matt is not fast.
No, but the others more than make up for it, especially if they're
Yeah,
throwing
certainly.
strikes.
Birthday 3-pin for Mr. Gary Kreitz. Not able to convert like Aaron did here on the Venom side of things.
Crushers come in averaging almost 266 this year, with 257 thrown against them. Again, shows the strength of the league. The Venom have got to be thinking every time they look up, so someone's throwing a monster against them.
And a great ball from Matt.
Crushers might be mentioning to Carrie that one of these things is not like the other ones.
Maybe. No, maybe they're going to be nice to him. They're like, it's your special day. We'll give you 1 frame to, get back into it. Remember how to bowl.
Yeah.
That was a great ball from Jesse to start things off and round out the Venom lineup here. After having bowled the Open here in Alberta and seeing competitors wearing hats that were branded with their zone, it is strange watching 5PL and seeing players who are wearing non-team branded hats. Considering I'm pretty sure they all own them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was interesting to see that in Alberta. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's part of the uniform. I mean, it looked the same as any sort of other bowling tournament that you play at. Katie with the power drop here. Oh, power 12. Misspoke there before the 2-pin fell.
And although I don't always like our comparisons with curling, you're allowed to do it in curling.
Exactly.
The Crushers averages coming into today: Carey 271 for 73 frames, Dex 286.7 for 55, Tim 283.9 for 56. You'd think they were brothers or something. Katie 235 for 63. Bit of a struggle for Kate this year, 213 through 36 frames. Gary Baird, I don't think is available today, 264 for 37 frames. And Matt Schultz, 282.6 for 80 frames.
That certainly just goes to show the depth of that team.
And that's why they're averaging 266 as a team.
Exactly.
Interesting dynamic too with for Harvey being manager, but doing it remotely.
Hmm.
But I know a lot of the managing is done in the weeks between matches, knowing who you've got
Mhm.
available, coming up with what lineups you're going to do. I know
Exactly.
in my case, it would often be if the first game goes this way, you'd have a bunch of scenarios kind of in mind for what you would do
Yeah.
the second game if you had a 2-game. So it's not like the Open where you've got 8 or 9 games in one day and you've got
Yeah. A
4 minutes to decide between games. Obviously, we see that
little bit
here.
easier to manage here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back-to-back matches, but you kind of have some time to set up your day in advance.
Hmm. And great frames all around for both teams. Aaron just with that unfortunate miss. I don't want to say he cherried the 2-pin. He just barely missed the 3-pin. That's all.
Yeah, and I'm sure Ron is going to be in the same boat. She made her moves pretty early last game, and
Hmm.
still in desperation mode here for them, if not for a different reason now.
Exactly. And I will say, I feel like it is kind of rare that we see both of our teams playing against each other. We're playing on the same lane, just at different centers. In this case, playing on lane 1, Sherwood Bowl, and at Scottsdale.
Yeah, I know the Venoms always. I want to say they've
Yeah.
always played on lane 1 since I've. Um, the Crushers usually lane 1 or wow, that didn't look to be that heavy for that chop. Sorry.
Yeah, Crushers more recently, so for the latter half of their season, have been playing on lane 1, but I believe before they were playing on lane 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think it depends because at times they've had multiple teams playing at the same time there.
Yeah, exactly.
But certain teams seem to have their preferred lanes to play. I know with
Hmm.
the Mayhem, we kind of always did. It switched by a couple lanes the one day, but we usually tried to stay in. If more for courtesy for the center to stay away from the convertible lane so that they would
Yeah.
have more freedom for their 10-pin open play.
A little bit of trouble across the board here for both of our teams. Running into some headpins and some unfortunate punches. More cherries.
That first game with the Rock and Rollers getting to 60 points. The Crushers sitting at 37 and a half. I mean, they do have a
Great ball from
target
Bob.
to shoot at now, but
Yeah, so if we take
again,
a look, Crusher's sitting at 37.5, right? And Rock and Roll
yeah.
is now getting to 60. For those who may
So,
be more visual learners.
yeah. So 23 points their last 4 games would pass the Rock and Rollers, but
Mhm.
again, a lot of good teams with a lot of points left, and as mentioned after today, the Crushers have the Revengers next, and then the Kingpins and Roses, who are also battling for the playoffs. So
Yeah, certainly as much as they're sort of fighting for their spot here, they're not the only team who's in this position.
yeah,
Um, there's a lot of teams who are looking to round out the playoffs.
I think Jesse will take that half. After
Did she get the
Richard
half?
White-
I looked
after-
away and I didn't think the 2-pin fell.
Yeah, no, she must have put a little extra turn on it because it came back. I think she would have been happy with the count, but she got the sweeper for the half.
And another head pin here.
Yeah, tough for Aaron. He's been so close to being good. Both games.
I know, and we're saying that not in a mean way, because when you
Oh,
say so close to being good, kind of sounds a little bit snarky, Steve. We know what you mean. He's just barely sort of right. It's a game of
yeah,
millimeters,
yeah,
same as golf.
yeah. Back-to-back punches for Mike. A strike for Katie.
Well, Adrian looking to right the ship here a little bit for the Venom. Again, certainly not the way you want to be heading into that commercial break. Great ball for Carey. Maybe that momentum with the Crushers.
Venom with a few people that have thrown doubles this game, so some optimism for them there.
Oh, I'm gonna try to chop cherry here. So again, you got to be wondering, right, just with that little bit of struggle that we're seeing at the top of the Venom lineup, are we going to see a substitution coming in here, heading into that commercial break, knowing that they do have 2 folks on the bench again? Crushers only have Kate on the bench for them.
Yeah. And again, the other dynamic with the 5PL, because you could throw on the side, I think there's less emphasis to get someone in like after one ball of a frame, like after a punch
Exactly.
or whatever, to get 2 warm-up balls on essentially for the next game because people can come in sharp. So
Mhm.
so I think more in this format than you would see in the open. You have people coming in for brand new frames.
Mhm.
Not the same, but a little bit like a relief pitcher. Some relief pitchers like coming in to start an inning rather than come in with runners on
Yeah.
base. Jesse threw that one really well, just in a tough spot. Almost a little more full, it would have carried. A little thinner, it would have carried.
Sort of in between ball. And covers her half with ease. So keeping pace there with Maddie on the Crusher side, more or less. A little bit of an advantage to him, but still doing her job there to round out the lineup.
And deja vu for the Venom. They look over and they're looking at 5 strikes.
Yeah. Oh. One didn't move quite as much as I think Katie was hoping it was going to move. Just slid by on that right side. And we do have a substitution, Marco going in for Aaron here. Second ball of that fifth frame. And a good cover for Katie.
Again, Aaron throwing lots of good shots, just some punches and just missing a spare. But desperation time for the Venom.
Mm-hmm.
Marco looked like he stuck on his first ball. I'm not sure what happened there, but it
Mm-hmm.
must have been funny somehow. Mike solid on the half. Refreshing the Crusher's cameras, I
Of
assume.
course. There we go.
This might be all for Adrian as well here.
Yeah, we'll see here in short order. I see Rhonda's head sort of in the periphery of the camera, wondering if we're going to see a change here happening. We see Matt going in for Adrian here, second ball of the fifth frame.
Schultz has that left pocket working.
A great way for Matt to come in, give Adrian a couple extra points. Why don't you throw the strike in 6? We'll see if Bob can keep things going here. They got that pair of spares working on the Venom side of things. They have that pair of doubles working for the Crushers and that one spare going into that commercial break, sitting at 589. A bit of a waiting game here, just waiting for Venom to be done their first half. Again, Bob just looking a little bit quick, laying it down at the line, not getting it out quite as far as we're used to seeing from him.
Yeah, wasn't able to get it through, and he's in that spot too where he's probably thinking he can't miss. He's up in his match. You've got a few other people struggling.
Mm-hmm.
You always feel a little extra pressure to keep your string going.
Mm-hmm. And Jesse looking to round out the Venom's lineup here for the first half of the match. Oh, and great push from her there.
And again, just so solid by Jesse. Jumping in that bottom spot last year, partway through, and just running with
Mhm.
it and playing every frame this year.
Yeah, it's been so solid at the bottom of the lineup. Just somebody you can certainly count on to pick things up here.
both teams with, one score that's a bit of a clunker, but only a 53 pin match here.
So with that, we will go to our commercial break and we'll be back shortly for the second half of the match.
Cargill is proud to be supporting a truly Canadian sport like 5-pin bowling. We look forward to watching some great competition from many competitors and bowling centres across our country. With hundreds of locations across Canada, Cargill is committed to helping the Canadian farmer thrive. Whether it is selling commodities, getting agronomic advice, fertilizer needs, crop protection, and marketing expertise, Cargill is here to help. So please enjoy this bowling. Thank you.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shining bright like a diamond. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a
I'll go through anything to get where I wanna be. Nothing you throw at me gonna knock me off of my feet. It might take everything, so if you want it, you gotta be ready to play. 'Cause I'll go through anything, and you're gonna have to go through me.
All right, we're back here for the second half of our second match of the day here. Venom taking on the Crushers. Still a pretty close match here with Crushers putting up lots of marks, but Venom not laying down early, still continuing to fight here, have those 4 spares working at the bottom of the lineup to the Crushers' pair of doubles and 1 spare.
And decks up quick, of course. Tough shot, breaking off his double.
And Marco continuing to do Marco things here in his first full frame here. Going in for Aaron at the top of the Venom lineup, putting down a strike.
And again, the Crushers, 2 games today and 2 more to finish out the season. Venom, after getting rolled the first game 8-0 by the Rock and Rollers, now basically playing to get to the middle of the standings and avoid being relegated. Good half by Mike again. He's been solid today. That last game he had a solid 281. Just Mitchell Williams started on the front 7 and had a monster against him.
And great ball from Tim to bounce back after the open frame in 5. Another chop in that 3-hole position for the Venom, this time with Eddie Harms going in.
Yeah, not sure if Scott's still playing a little tougher today or not. Just some of those tight hits that they often bust up are power chops today.
Mm-hmm.
And a change on the other side now. After basically
Going in for Carey.
picked 3-pin in the first frame for Carey, and then 3 punches the last 4 frames.
Yeah. Love here throwing that head pin though. Does give a little bit more breathing room to that match. They're still down by not an insignificant amount, but hoping that with the change with Kate going in for Carey, we may see the momentum start to build there in that 4th position on the Crushers. And again, Crushers did only have 1 bench player today, so only 1 substitution can be made for them. Venom again have already used both of their substitutions. And yet another 7 count here for the Crushers at the bottom. Ooh. And Jesse not able to get the punch, or not able to get the push here that time.
Yeah, so she was unable to jump on Matt's 7 count. But
And
about
great sticks from Jesse, the bottom.
Yep. But 70 pins and only the 2 single strikes working now for the Crushers. So, a chance for some life here for the Venom.
Certainly not giving up, that is for sure. Oh.
Oh, just got hung up there. Almost looked like it.
Yeah.
If it kept going, it might have dragged the string with it.
Yeah, that's one of those shots where you just look at it for a couple extra seconds and think, it's gotta go.
Back-to-back opens for Dexter. And again, great off the bench for Marco once again. That's what he did last game. Came in, strike in a corner. Could have easily, in both cases, easily had a double.
Yeah.
That right pocket's been money for Mike all day. That backup going away.
Yeah, as much as we say, Mike didn't win his match the last game, you can't fault him for throwing a 5-bagger, putting up a 280 just with those unfortunate head pins in 9 and 10. But Mitchell throwing an absolute monster against him, doing his best to keep pace with him. Great ball from Matt as well.
Good run here for the Venom. Fighting back, which we knew they would, and especially so much pride on the line as well. Trying to keep themselves.
For sure. And I mean, out of the bottom, deliver some spoilers as well is always one of the fun things that teams can do near the end of the season here. if they're not able to make playoffs themselves and are sitting in a position where, you know, they're not necessarily at risk of relegation.
Bob, a little happy that ball came back. I don't think he was quite too sure it was.
Yeah, I looked a little bit unsure. He's like, you know what? I'm happy. I'm going to walk away.
Halfway down, I think he thought that was gone.
Yeah. Great one from Matt as well to bounce back from that open in 6. And Jesse with unfortunate head pin here again in the 7th frame.
It's always tough when you're throwing up those head pins. When you're trailing in the match and stuff, you know you can't afford to miss. You know you have to find ways to get strikes. So you don't want to adjust too much, but
Yeah.
But again, solid 15s. Huge
Now
frame
back to
here.
the top of the lineup here.
Yep. 4 marks aside.
Dexter able to get a little bit more of the middle here with that. Another great one from Marco. Did the little point to the side, but got everything to go this time. No doubt with that one. Really great job for him coming in off the bench.
The Dex makes his spare, keeping that about a 20-pin match. Key shots here as well.
Ooh, and Mike with an unfortunate punch there.
Yeah, he might have got a little ahead of himself. Looked like he shoveled that one a little more rather than getting that full extension and getting it out and rolling. That one looked better.
Big balls from Katie. I know that reaction from her. Great sticks from Mike again.
And
Looking to bounce
apologies,
back here at 9 and 10.
apologies again for those just tuning in. Both Maria and I are a little under the weather, so I know my voice is starting to fade a little more.
I feel like my voice has gotten better the more I speak. So, although I may be regretting that decision later in the day or tomorrow when I sign on to some meetings. I'm not able to talk, but anybody listening is very familiar with getting sick after the open. So I think everybody could empathize with us here. We're going to have a chance for a TV shot here in the 3-hole on the Venom side. Matt's thinking, I really don't want to have to throw this, but well, that's how she goes sometimes.
That cleans up with 13, but that puts him even further behind in that match. Of course, he came in 6 or partway through 5 for Adrian.
And Bob really looking to put up a good one here, make even more of a gap in that match. Gets the 12, so a little bit better of a count. Punch there for Matt does make this interesting here. We'll see what Jesse can do at the bottom. A great cover from Bob.
Yeah, and his first ball again, another full hit there at Scottsdale that I mean, it turned into a 12, but another chop that oftentimes would have been one of those cruncher strikes. Big shot here for Jesse. Try and keep it within 31.
Oh,
3 in a row.
I would say that one did look a little bit better.
Yeah, it looked like it was.
Looks like it was a lot more on the outside. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it was starting to cross and still dug straight through. So they had the lead down to about 50 for the Crushers. Now the Crushers be up about 70 with a couple extra marks. Still anybody's ball game.
I'm really going to come down to what the Venom are able to do here in the last couple frames. Again, Crushers coming back to us again after this match to take on the Revengers. So still another game for them to play here today.
Oh, great shot by Katie there.
Great ball from Katie. Yeah.
Put the pressure on Mike. I'll have to throw a strike to stay within about 50.
A great ball from Tim as well.
Little thin. Looked like it might have been one of those slider 12 counts briefly. The 3-pin slid into the 2, but eventually fell over.
Got it to go nonetheless. They fall down, they fall down. That's what I always say. And that's the shot we're looking for from Kate. Yep.
And as we mentioned last match, I think it was with Courtney, who also had one of those 3-3 blips.
Katie, yep.
Matt does
Katie.
it. Matt does it around 2 great shots and thinking to himself, how did I let that happen?
Yeah. And another head pin here for Matt. Bottom of the Crushers lineup. So it does give Jesse a little bit of breathing room, trying to get off the beak of the middle there. Really head pin sort of across the board here for both of our teams. Heading into the 10th frame, Crushers sitting at 1060. They have those pair of strikes working, that one double and that one spare. 2 Venoms, pair of strikes working. So mark advantage goes to the Crushers, as does total advantage. Let's see what Jesse can do here.
It looked like a ball change. I could be
That's the
wrong.
push.
As you'd expect with 2
All
teams
right.
this caliber, like the vast majorities of opens have been head pins.
Yeah. Haven't been seeing some crazy pitches side to side, anything that abnormal. Great ball from Marco again. And speaking of, a punt from Dexter. So that, let me take a look at Max scores here.
So,
221.
yep, another strike here. And he's got a shot to steal this.
Yeah. Really making it interesting, that's for sure.
Again.
Oh. Oh, great way to come in again for Marco. Really solid off the bench.
Yeah, that second one again looked really good. Those tight hits just are not carrying for the Venom.
Another great one for Katie.
That'll lock up that match for Katie. Mike will just be trying to make it close.
And another great ball from Mike. And get himself to 278 here. Katie is already there. Another good one from her.
So, well, mathematically still there, total's not looking good, especially Tim still has that double to count on.
Yeah.
The Crushers.
Mark advantage definitely to the Crushers as well. Great game from Katie. Mike has broken the lane on the Venom side. A little bit of delay for them as they fix that tangle.
So Mike has a chance here for a 560 double or so and have 700 thrown against him today, almost.
Yeah. And another great ball from Mike. And a great cover from Tim as well on the Crusher side. A great day from Mike nonetheless. 268 to round out the day for him.
Yep, to go with his 291 the first game.
Mm-hmm. Matt looking to cap things off here. Can't win his point, but again, another chop off. We've seen those time and time again here today for the Venom. Really not liking those heavier hits.
Full shot for Kate to bust it up there.
Mm-hmm. And gets her spare.
124 for 5 off the bench for Matt. To go with 127 for 5 off the bench for Marco. So pretty good fills for the Venom there.
A great ball from Bob. Taking that point for the Venom.
And the last match still in question as well.
Mm-hmm. a bit of a preview here with Matt starting off before. We have Jesse taking to the lanes here, waiting for Bob to be done. Did he throw a strike? I don't think he did. And a great ball from Bob again to finish out that game.
So the timing for their camera going down, unlike last time, couldn't be worse this time around.
Exactly. Especially with how close this this match is here. Or in the first one. Oh, and she gets it to go. And he throws the second one. We didn't see it, but scoreboard does not lie.
So Jesse still has to match him here.
Mm-hmm.
Great
And
shot.
she does.
Come down to the last ball. Jesse's up by
Mhm.
3.
Refresh yet again and see if we can get our camera back for the Crushers.
Jesse needs a corner. What a finish.
And she gets them all to go. So Jesse will take that match at the bottom of the lineup there for the Venom. Sneaking away with 2 points to the Crushers 6. If we take a look here at our updated standings, per se, as updated as they can be, with us keeping mental track in our minds. Venom closing out the day here today with 26.5 points total on the season. 2 more matches to play. Going to be really interesting to see Pinsanity trailing narrowly behind them, but again, still have 1 additional game to play, 3 matches, I believe, on the final week of a regular season games here. And with the Crushers taking that 6 additional points, puts them up to 43.5. So just ahead of the Roses, tied with the Storm Strikers. Going to be interesting to see how they carry that momentum here into our second match.
Yeah, big game for the Crushers, and that comeback by Jesse at the end after the 3 headpins to bang out 9-10 and win that match could be huge for the Venom. They'll finish the season against the Carnage and the Thunder. The Thunder finish against the Venom and Pinsanity, and Pinsanity against the Carnage and the Thunder. So for those teams on the bottom, it's not going to be boring, that's for sure.
No, it's certainly going to be excitement here at the end of the season as we go into our final few weeks here. So we'll bring Harvey and Rhonda here back for a quick chat, and then we'll go to commercial and start our final match of the day. Welcome back, Rhonda. Welcome back, Harvey. Obviously, Rhonda, as you heard us saying, huge for Jesse to bounce back after those headpins and sneak out with that point, and just how huge that point may end up being here.
Exactly.
Any reflections on the day, thinking ahead to those final 2 matches you guys are going to have to play here in a couple weeks?
Forget about what you did today.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's all you can do, right? Like,
yeah.
It was a bit of a rough day all around, and good on Jess to finish that game to give us the extra point, and that's all you can do. You got to forget about it and play the last 2 in 2 weeks and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Harvey, any reflections on the match from the Crushers side of things here today?
Well, I think they stuck with it. We know how dangerous that team can be, and so we. Sorry, I'm kind of like you two. I'm under the weather today too. So
yeah.
I
feel you, brother.
But no, I was happy with the finish. 6 points is good. We need all the points we can get. So
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, Rhonda, we'll see you back here in a couple weeks now. Harvey, we'll see you back very shortly, and we'll head to commercial.
Good luck in
Yeah,
your next
thanks,
match,
Rhonda.
Harvey.
Thanks so much,
Yeah.
guys.
Cargill is proud to be supporting a truly Canadian sport like 5-pin bowling. We look forward to watching some great competition from many competitors and bowling centers across our country. With hundreds of locations across Canada, Cargill is committed to helping the Canadian farmer thrive. Whether it is selling commodities, getting agronomic advice, fertilizer needs, crop protection, and marketing expertise, Cargill is here to help. So please enjoy this bowling. Thank you.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shining bright like a diamond. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
I'll go through anything to get where I wanna be. Nothing you throw at me gonna knock me off of my feet. It might take everything, so if you want it, you gotta be ready to play. 'Cause I'll go through anything, and you're gonna have to go through me.
All right, and we're back again for our final match of the day. I know Steve and myself are both happy that our voices only have to last for one more game rather than a 4 or 5 match week. So we have the Revengers joining us to take on the Crushers in what is sure to be an exciting match. Venom losing that first match 8-0, and again that second match 6-2 against the Crushers. Both teams, really looking to make that playoff push. If we look at the Revengers and the Crushers, Revengers having 3 more matches on the season. The Crushers, again, 3 more matches, sitting at the same spot. Crushers just taking 6 points the match prior, sitting at 43.5 to the Revengers 36. A huge game for both of our teams here as the playoff picture really starts to take shape. Steve, anything you're particularly excited for in this final match as we round out things on week 24?
Well, just as we get this late in the season, all games are huge. The Rangers got to be looking at it. If they run the table, they've got a shot to make the playoffs still, right? With 24 points left on the table, and they're at 36 now, and we assume that mid 50s should be safe. So huge game for them, and the Crushers coming off a big 6-2 win can't let up, because
For sure.
this is one of those what we call a 4-pointer in hockey, where Rangers
Exactly.
are playing against one of the teams they assume they got to catch. So big game coming up.
Big points all around. And as we were saying, our last match here, like as much as the Crushers are out there fighting for every point they can get, they're not the only team who's in that position, as evidenced here by the Revengers. So with that, we'll bring our managers in here for our final interview of the day, and then we'll get into the action. Welcome back, Harvey. Good morning, Brian. Brian,
Good
how are you
morning.
guys doing?
Really good. How about you guys?
Well, all of us on the call are sick besides yourself, unless you're also
Oh,
under the
I'm just
weather.
getting over it. So,
Okay, it's just that time of year.
oh yeah.
So you guys obviously joining us just for one match here today. As Steve and myself we're talking about in a position to, really make a playoff push if you're able to come out on top in these next few matches. What's sort of the approach here today?
Oh, I think at this point of the season, I mean, all you can ask for is that a team's in control of our own destiny, kind of thing. So, we just got to take that and run with it. Like, just play our game and control what we can control. And I mean, that's pretty much it. There's not much else to say.
hmm And then Harvey, for you guys, obviously coming off of that 6-2 win, any sort of thoughts heading into this match here, or just continuing to truck along, doing what you guys do best and putting up great scores?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much status quo. We just have to get as many points as we can get and carry on from there, and hope that we can flow together as a team.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of that, Harvey, what is the lineup for this match here for the Crushers?
The lineup will be the same as we started the last game, so it'll be Dexter, Katie, Tim, Carrie, and Matt with Caitlin on the bench.
Awesome. And then Brian, what about you guys?
We're gonna go Simon at leadoff, changing things up a bit there. Followed
Interesting.
by myself, then Jackson Leroy. Fourth spot will be Josie, and last will be Danny Bear with Nelson and Joel on the bench.
Awesome. All right. Well, best of luck to both of you guys, and we'll chat with you again after the match.
All right, good luck, Harvey.
Good luck,
guys.
Brian. Thanks, guys.
All right. So for the Crushers, we have Mr. Kerry Kreitz, Dexter Wiseman, Tim Wiseman, Katie Rayner, Kate Ayub, Gary Baird, and Matt Schultz, managed by Harvey, and they're bowling out of Sherwood Bowl in Alberta, taking on the Regina Revengers, comprised of Danny Bear, Josie Brooks, Joel Mamcher, Simon Hewitt, Brian Askin, Jackson Leroy, Nelson Frank, managed by Brian, and they typically bowl out of Glencairn Bowladrome, but today they will be playing out of Golden Mile.
As mentioned, the Crushers got to keep their foot on the gas. Revengers right on their
Right on their tail.
looking to stay right on their tail. And then after this week, I know they're not looking ahead, but the Crushers after this week, Kingpins and Roses left to close out the schedule. So a lot of games that could swing either way in the standings.
And again, just waiting for the lane camera to come back up for the Crushers here.
While they're working on that, looking at the Revengers season, 36 and 36 point wise, averaging 254.7 with 256.8 thrown against them. Danny Bear, 264 with 70 frames. Joel Mamcher, 255.7 through 42. Josie, as we mentioned earlier with Jessie Bailey, Josie's played every frame this year. She's the only girl on the team, so 263 average through 80 frames. Simon, 260.7 through 74. Brian, 245 through 47. Bit of a struggle this year for Jackson, 216 through 53. And Nelson Frank, 268.8 through 74 frames.
Again, just waiting for the Crushers lane camera. Carrie did apologize for this. I'm not sure if there's just some technical difficulties with that specific camera, or if there's a little bit of bandwidth issue at Sherwood Bowl.
And Carrie, we're not using your birthday as an excuse.
No, for this, no. And again, Revengers having to play out of Golden Mile here today due to another event taking place at Glencairn. I almost said Nortown. Just list every single bowling center in Regina. Why don't I?
Yeah. And again, this will be our last game today, but still 2.5 games to go on the other stream with lots of playoff implications and relegation implications.
Exactly. We won't give any spoilers here, but for those who are interested, feel free to jump over to the other stream after we're done our matches here today. All right, and we're good to go. So again, seeing Simon here at the top of the lineup for the Revengers is not what we're typically used to seeing. So curious to see how this sort of plays out with a little bit of a different lineup here for the Revengers.
Curious, would their switch of centers have anything to do with their lineup?
Maybe, I'm
Whether
honestly not sure.
whether someone would feel more comfortable in that Golden
Lead for
Mile
that.
as opposed to Glencairn, or just to change the
Dexter,
scenery.
yeah. Dexter not looking super sharp on that second ball in the first frame.
As I would say, he only missed it by about an inch, but that was at the end of the channel.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say he missed it by much more than an inch. So it went in the channel 3/4 of the way down the lane. And Simon with a 12 count to start the day off for the Revengers.
No shortage of those today.
Certainly not.
And again, Revengers 500 on the season, 36 points with 24 available in their last 3 games. So assuming you're going to need low to mid 50s to get in, hopefully they need a big run their last 3.
And Brian picking up all his sticks there. And we see Carey back in the lineup here, was pulled in the previous match with Kate going in for him. Again, Crushers do only have that one substitution with Kate on the bench for them today. Rangers with 2 subs.
Carey had pin problems. Heard him last game. I know he looks like he's already switched to his right side, more down the just right of middle line this game.
A little bit of a different line.
Yeah, and of course he's
for him.
so versatile and where he throws from the lane and didn't count his second shot, or is the camera just slow?
I think camera is just a little bit slow here, or it's not counting it.
And Matt
They're
struck
just
out
trying to
last
do
game
some-
for 270, but he also had pin issues heading into 10.
Yeah, as much as we talked about Jessie having those head pin issues, it wasn't just her who was experiencing that across the board here in that match.
So Deck's right back up here. Good start last game. He kind of limped home though for 216.
Mm-hmm.
You often wonder if that plays into a manager's mind too, not just how someone's doing one game, but also how they finish the previous game.
Exactly.
I know for me it always did. Especially
Yeah, it's
playing.
not necessarily always the score that you see on the scoreboard, right? Like there's a lot more that goes into
Yeah,
any of those considerations, right?
it's trending. Of course, here someone struggles. Oh, aces for Tim.
Oh, nice aces for Tim.
If someone does struggle at the end of a game, there's always the option to go and throw a bunch of balls between games to try and
Mhm.
sort it out. Slow start for Jackson, so Tim isn't hurt by his set of aces there.
And good picking for Tim there to pick up both of his sticks.
It's always interesting watching someone like Matt, as good as he is, where last game his good shots were money, but his not perfect shots were on the nose. Whether you really adjust on that
Yeah,
or just hope you throw more good shots.
exactly. And that was an example of a good shot from him. And Josie throwing a good one there, maybe a little bit thin, getting that left corner. So great count on that chop spare. Maybe looking to cover her half here and keep the marks working for the Revengers. And you know, as much as you're going to a center that I'm sure everybody on that team is used to playing at, a little bit of a different vibe, a little bit of a different energy there, right? Not the same sort of routine that you may be used to having playing in the same center week over week. So
Yeah, I know most teams would have their kind of routine down to
exactly.
a set, and even the environment being a little different, might feel a little different for them.
Mhm.
But again, I'm sure Golden Mile is a place that they've all played.
Everybody's familiar with, yeah.
Yeah. And it's generally not going to be a down. You're definitely not going down in scoring conditions.
No, definitely not. That's for sure. And back to the top of the lineup here for both the Revengers and the Crushers.
Great shot for Simon. Gets a full shot to carry. Dex with a solid double.
They must just not have it turned on to see team total for Revengers.
Ah,
I just
another
realized.
another nuance in playing in a different center, I think.
Team total for you guys. I know it's possible because Venom also uses Cubica and the team total was there for our previous match. I'm sure it's just a setting that needs to be turned
Yeah.
on, although I'm not sure if that can be done mid-game.
Exactly.
Ooh. Are Steve and I going to have to keep a running total and I'm just going to have it listed on the screen? Because I can do that. Do.
Excuse me.
All right. I'm going to attempt to keep total score as we go. Unless you have a spreadsheet, Steve, that can do this on the fly.
I do not, but we can definitely get it totaled at least after every frame.
Yeah. And without marks counting, it'll just be.
So right now, 291. There we go.
291.
Just as we say
Oh, they
that,
got
it
it.
appears.
Okay, it appears. Okay, good.
Magic. We just had to say it.
Well, let's make sure it doesn't disappear again. Why are we moving the camera? Why is there an earthquake in Regina? I do find it really fun when people try move the camera and then they try and fix it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm already fixing it for you. Please don't do that.
Yeah. I learned that very, very early on, being on the other side.
Yeah. All right, well, it looks like we have the team total now. Price is averted. Myself and Steve don't need to be doing math constantly as we're watching bowling, trying to commentate.
If we can keep the Crushers camera rolling, we might get out of this unscathed.
That would be the dream scenario here. Great cover from Katie.
Little blip with the count there for Simon. Ooh, Tim.
Great one from Tim. Little kick back. Hey, but if it works, it works.
The dreaded punch on the double for Brian.
Great ball from Carey. Definitely seems to have found the line that's working for him here. A little bit of a misstep here in that first match.
Yeah, early on that move right looks like a smart one for the birthday boy there.
Yep. A question for you, Steve. Of all of the teams in Pro League, I mean, I guess it can be other centers as well. What system's graphics do you enjoy the most?
For this, the simpler the better. I actually like the old school ones, even the Pro Score.
Yeah, they're so basic. They are nice.
Yeah.
Nostalgic.
And I've always grown up without having the running score in the box, so I find it's easier to look at the screen quick if the score's not filled in. If the individual score is not filled in, obviously you want
good
totals.
push from Josie.
But if the individual, it's the strings of strikes stand out more.
Mm-hmm.
And the Brunswick framework system is also very easy as long as you shut off the graphics. Like on the other stream right
Right.
now, that's what the Holy Rollers are using, and it's so
Mhm.
easy to shut off the graphics, but nobody ever does.
Yeah, I do like the Brunswick system. I really like Pro Score though.
Yeah, for this, it's for this, the simpler the better, I find.
Mhm.
As long as it shows the
But
team totals.
but if we're not talking about Pro League and you want to see some fun graphics, what are you going with?
Well, of course, I would have to go to my buddy Jeff England
Yes.
and the personalized ones that he can come up with.
Those are quite a hoot, that's for sure.
Because there's even I won't mention the guy, but there's a colorful individual that bowls there that for certain men's leagues, I know Jeff used to have it on where this individual is covering his mouth and pointing and laughing, and it used to come up every
Yeah,
time he picked a deuce. So every time there was a
incredible.
2-pin pick, it picked a deuce. Now, I probably shouldn't say this. I had fun one time, and I made Jeff panic by telling him that those graphics were on when we had a Special Olympics event when they
Oh
weren't.
my goodness.
But
That's
just
terrible.
it was terrible by me, but seeing Jeff panic over it was funny.
Quite comical.
Yes.
A good pick from Dex. And a great shot from Simon there to lead things off. Brian leaving that left corner as well. Looking to pick things up here and try and keep pace with Katie on the Crusher side, especially as we head into that commercial break here.
So fairly similar for the Crushers as last game. And they were up 70-80 most of the way, and then ran away a bit at the end.
Mhm. I'm not able to get the push on that one there.
Yeah, but for the centers that can control their graphics, if they could turn them off for 5 PU,
It's honestly way nicer.
for those of us trying to do math and the 9th and 10th frames and the scores suddenly
Yeah.
disappear, well,
Mid sentence as you're commentating and doing your mental math. Certainly
and then
doesn't make it easier for us, but
and then for I think it's the Crushers, the system they're using as well. Okay, we've got a change coming in here for Revengers.
Jackson, and we'll have Nelson going in for him. First frame or first ball in the 6th frame here just after the commercial break.
Where the totals don't update until after the graphic until it goes through the graphics can sometimes
Yeah.
mess us up.
Ooh, and Josie not able to get the same push here on that shot. A little bit heavy, just start off her game here today.
And Matt again just trying to hit the side. When
Another
he's
good
hit the
one
side, it's
down.
good money.
Exactly. He does just that. We head into our commercial break here for the Crushers, having a little bit of extended time. Josie getting the big side here to start things off.
But quickly doing your homework with the systems and knowing when totals count and when they don't is
Oh
always
God.
part of my homework, as a manager or as a commentator.
Yeah, I know the first time I ran a match with one of the Quebec teams, it was like, what is going on?
with
I was
with
like,
the,
this
with the
doesn't make
projected
any sense.
with the
Yeah.
projected scores, yeah.
Yeah.
We're seeing that right now in the Holy Rollers Rebels match.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wants to give you a bonus of 20 for strikes and a bonus of 10 for spares.
Yeah.
Both looks like both fills coming in for the Revengers here.
And there we go, with Joel going in for Danny. Second ball in that fifth frame before the commercial break. So again, Crusher's sitting at 621. They have that double working there, that one strike and that pair of spares. To the Revengers 527, and they only have that one strike and that one spare working. Certainly some work to be done for them with both of their substitutions going in. We'll see how things play out here in the second half of the match after our commercial break.
Cargill is proud to be supporting a truly Canadian sport like five-pin bowling. We look forward to watching some great competition from many competitors and bowling centres across our country. With hundreds of locations across Canada, Cargill is committed to helping the Canadian farmer thrive. Whether it is selling commodities, getting agronomic advice, fertilizer needs, crop protection, and marketing expertise, Cargill is here to help. So please enjoy this bowling. Thank you.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shining bright like a diamond. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
I'll go through anything to get where I wanna be. Nothing you throw at me gonna knock me off of my feet. It might take everything, so if you want it, you gotta be ready to play. 'Cause I'll go through anything, and you're gonna have to go through me.
All right, and we're back here for the second half of our final match of the day with the Revenders taking on the Crushers. There's camera back online, it seems, which is great news for us. Again, Revenders, a little bit of work to be done here. Down just about 100 against the Crushers, having made both of their substitutions just before the commercial break.
Yeah, and they couldn't afford to wait around. Desperate times for
No.
them, needing all they can get.
We're at that point in the season where, you really do need to make those changes early, get the jump on things. You can't really afford to hum and haw about those types of decisions.
Great start out of the break for both teams here. And a reminder, after our game, there'll be almost 2 whole games left on the other side. Again, no
Lots of bowling still to watch here.
Yeah, no spoilers. The last game last game over there will definitely have an impact on the standings. Let's say that.
Yeah. Not to say the whole season isn't exciting, but these matches here as we close out our final weeks of regular season are, you know, pretty high intensity in terms of what the stakes are and what each of these teams is sort of playing for.
And I think as close as things always are, that alludes to how important things are at the start of the season too.
Mm-hmm.
Where I know for the Crushers, we don't have to tell them. Their last 2 years, they missed out on the playoffs
Yep.
by a tiebreaker and by 1 point. After, of course, winning the whole league and then losing next year in the finals. But
Yeah. Terry with the blow by.
yeah, it's mind-boggling how often that shot is missed. And I don't know if people, because the deuce is gone, just let up because it's only one pin that you should be able to hit
Mhm.
like 95% of the time.
Great ball for Joel. Going in for Danny here just before the commercial break.
Great frame for the Revengers and a spark by both of their bench players.
Yep. Again, we had Nelson going in for Jackson in the 3-hole, and then Joel going in for Danny there at the bottom. Ooh, and found the side of the head pin, but just the tiniest side of the head pin for Matt.
Yep, and his strike last time was in the right pocket too, so you wonder if he's made a little bit of a line adjustment off of those
Mm-hmm.
all the head pins he had to try and keep it in the pocket.
A great half for Matt with that one. Dexter looking to keep the marks working here.
Tough shot there on the double. Dex looking to make sure this time.
Yep,
Which he
and
does.
he does.
Good shot to bust it up for Katie. Throwing great all day today, coming off her 313 the previous game.
Another great one there to pick that spare. Brian look to continue his marks here. Oh, and coming off of that great frame out of the commercial break here for the Revengers, running into some head pin trouble here in 7.
Yeah,
Great ball for Tim.
not what they wanted, just as they were starting to scratch back here.
Yeah. Yeah, especially those matches in 3, 4, and 5, right? Or sorry, 3 and 5. Fairly close here through the first half. And definitely some ground to be made up in those, but hoping that Nelson can get back on things here for the Revengers. And he does, puts up that double. If there's a side that Kara can spare the split, it's on that side. Great sticks from the birthday boy. Josie looking to get everything down in one go. Gets as close as she can without getting it a strike.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just continuing to chip away here.
Pretty much just aces away from her bingo.
Really, yeah, she
at
is.
this point.
Mm-hmm.
And again, as we mentioned last game with and the first 2 games with Jesse and with Julie from the Average Pros, Josie, the only female on the team, just lots of extra pressure on her, knowing
Mhm.
that if she's really struggling, that there's no backup.
Yep, she's in. She's in.
And 263 coming into today, like that's more than solid.
Mhm. And Joel looking to round out the lineup here for the Revengers. Crusher sitting at 898. They have that one strike and that pair of spares working for them. The Revengers single double that's working. If Joel can cover this half here, they'll have a spare working as well, sitting at 752. So back about 140 sticks here. Just
I know Joel plays fast. He was up there really quick for that second ball, I thought.
Yeah, sometimes you say, "Oh, this player plays fast," and it's like, well, you don't think they can go faster than that, but yet they do, and you really notice.
So 130, but just now the Nelson double going for the Revengers. Slight change in momentum there with strike up top and then Dexter
Yeah,
punching.
head pin for Dex. A great push from Brian there to get those 2 additional sticks to go out. Good cover from Brian as well. Also looking to keep the mark going here in the 3 hole, having gone in for Jackson. A great ball from Katie. I don't know if she really liked it that much, but they all fall down. They all fall down. That's all that matters.
Yeah, sometimes we saw it earlier today. Sometimes if looked like she didn't have her full footing at the end, but ended up in the perfect spot. Just doesn't get the deuce to carry on the spare shot for Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
Practice slide for Josie. She looked like she stuck a little bit last couple balls last
The
frame.
last frame, yep. Oh. And she really is close to getting bingo at this point here.
Yep, just aces,
Just aces away, essentially.
which would be ideal on the third ball in the 10th.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what we'd
Yeah.
like to see from her. If she's gonna
No.
do it, do it on the third ball and 10.
Yeah, we don't want to see it before then.
No. And a good cover for Carrie. And the match here at the bottom, just a 2-point match here with Bill sitting at 138, Matt sitting at 140. Oh, all right.
Matt just hasn't
And
been able
again,
to, yeah. Matt just hasn't been able to go 2 or 3 frames without doing that.
yeah.
Again, just looking to win the frame,
Mhm.
maintain the lead.
back up to the top here. Ninth frame will be big and setting up what's going to happen in 10. Again, mark advantage and total advantage to the Crushers, but still some matches up for grabs here on either side, depending on how we see the marks play out here. An unfortunate, another head pin here for Simon at the top of the Revengers lineup.
Yeah, essentially 3 this game, and tough spot too. You're on a strike going into 9. You can't afford to miss.
Mm-hmm.
The count's hurting the Revengers a bit here.
Yeah, certainly.
It's a few sticks they've left out there this game. And again, the Revengers coming in basically needing 20 of their last 24 points to have a shot to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You would think. And the Crushers fighting to stay ahead of them and
make up some ground.
yeah, and 2 huge games coming up next time out for them with the Kingpins and Roses yet to play.
Yeah. Just knowing here how important those following matches here and how important it is to get as many sticks as possible here, in a week like this where, you can hope to give yourself a little bit more breathing room. Though obviously you're still going to be approaching sort of those final matches against those teams with the plan to win and the plan to fight, but having a little bit of breathing room is certainly not a bad thing.
Oh,
That was a very ugly way to get aces.
yeah. But nothing else, you get the bonus count.
Yeah.
And Josie looked like she threw that one really well, just right on the nose.
Just one strike for Josie.
Yeah. She's been all over the middle and just 1 strike so far.
Yeah.
Which historically you would not expect at a Golden Mile.
No. And I mean, maybe it is just a consequence of the team maybe pushing a little bit harder, knowing how important this sort of match is here. Playing in a little bit of a different environment, expecting those shots to sort of go because you are playing out of a center like Golden Mile. So many different things that you could hypothesize about here.
2 great shots on the bottom. Joel leaves the left corner. Matt gets his strike.
Important for Joel to cover his half here. And
He made it exciting.
it's up by
He
by
knocked
the
it over.
skin of his teeth. Yeah, it fell over. That's all that matters.
Yeah. So about 180 difference in totals. Dex here freewheeling to pad that. He's got the match already.
Give Dexter his point here. And gets that split.
Kind of like last game, Dexter really good start and then kind of limps home.
Mm-hmm. But again, got his points. Yeah. That's the biggest part here.
And in hindsight, his start helped his teammates freewheel a bit with the lead, right?
Mm-hmm, certainly.
So some work to do here with Katie still. Except the corner. She has 286 left. Brian can max out at 278.
Gets the first one here.
That would make Katie spare and get a count.
Needs to, yeah.
Just solid all day for Katie.
Yeah.
Even if she wasn't striking, just all over her spares.
Yeah. Good fight here from Brian nonetheless.
Yeah, Katie just down the middle.
And great shot. And there we go. Great day for Katie. A good fight from Brian, though, to come back and bring that up to 260 gate.
Yeah, and a little 612 to 80, 612 double for Katie.
Great ball from Tim.
Yeah.
Maxes him out at 260 here now.
And
Jackson
Nelson can get to
slash
270.
Nelson, yeah, gets 270. Oh, Reapin just went straight in front of that deuce.
I thought he'd get away with at least a chop there on that shot.
I did as well, but yeah. Taking another point here. Really great day for them. Certainly can't complain about their capacity to come together and play as a team, a cohesive unit. Doing just as Harvey was sort of saying.
Yeah, Seth's puts them in good shape heading into their final week.
Mm-hmm. Hey, she throws a strike. Very hard-working game, that's for sure, for Josie.
So hopefully she can throw one more and then aces to complete her bingo card and hit for the cycle.
And a great ball from Carrie. Another good one. You know, you never want to wish aces on somebody, but at this point, it's like, well, she's had pretty much everything else.
Absolutely, hit for the cycle.
Yeah, let's see if you can do it.
Great battle for Josie.
Yeah,
Just
another great ball from
couldn't get
Carrie.
enough strikes. And a great adjustment for Carrie. Yeah.
Still the chance here for the Revengers to possibly sneak out one. And with that, that is going to be happening.
182.
Great.
Yeah, it's
Matt
pretty much just needs to hit something on each of his first two balls.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
We're
just
done.
to make
We're
it
gonna
exciting,
see, yeah, a Crusher sweep here. Coming away on the day with 14 points. Great bowling from them. We'll take a look at the standings here before we bring our managers back into chat. Let Matt throw his final ball here, and then we'll take a look at the numbers. Great day overall for the Crushers. Certainly, I don't think the way we were expecting things to play out in terms of how many points they took on the day. So we take a look here. Rock and Rollers came out on top here against the Venom in that first match. So now sitting at 60 points. We have the Crushers taking 6 points in that first match, 8 points in this one here. So 45 and a half. So 51 and a half points with still another 2 matches to play. Puts them in a very good spot. Steve, any sort of final reflections on that, sort of looking at the standings and how we think things might play out?
Actually, the 51 and a half does leave that one spot mathematically open for the Crushers, because I believe they hold a tiebreaker on the next gen. So if they were to completely run the table here, I think they could get to that
16 more
Say
points.
16 points left.
Oh yeah, they can. You're right.
So
All
just to
right. So
add
who?
some more intrigue, but
Of course.
but if nothing else, that gives them also a legitimate shot of getting past the Rock and Rollers, right? And ideally,
Mhm.
your first idea is to get in, and then if you get in, ideally to avoid the 4-5 game, because in the
Yeah.
one and done scenario, anything can happen.
Exactly. And finish as high as possible in the standings. All right. We'll bring Brian and Harvey back in here for a quick chat, and then we'll close out our day. Welcome back, Brian. Welcome back, Harvey. Harvey, great day for the Crushers. Overall, I'm sure yourself as a coach is pretty happy to be able to get so many points today. Any sort of reflections thinking ahead to the next matches that you guys are taking on? Obviously wanting to get more points, but how are you guys feeling?
Well, I think we're very satisfied, obviously, with today. I think, I mean, they played well together as a team both matches today, and picked each other up. And I'm not looking forward to the next matches yet. I think we'll just enjoy this for now.
Yeah, that's fair. Enjoy and revel in this next week until those final matches. Brian, obviously not sort of how you guys were expecting the match today to go. How are you guys feeling? Sort of any thoughts, reflections on how things went?
I don't think we ever really felt comfortable. It was just like kind of like we get a string of strikes and then it'd be like plow plow. That's the biggest thing I could take from this match is nobody felt comfortable. If right from the get go, it's hard enough to come and play one game, let alone not in your home center. So
Yep.
I think I would probably attribute some of it to that. But yeah, it definitely was not a good time to play our worst game of the year. So it is what it is, though.
Yeah, and Brian,
it is what
I
it is.
thought both bench players, Nelson came in with a double, Joel came in with a strike. That gave you a bit of a spark at the start, but just too big a hole, and then like I said, too many plows at the wrong time, and then the deficit just got too big.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, gentlemen. We'll let you guys go and get on with the rest of your day. Harvey, hopefully you feel better.
Yeah, you
and we'll
as
see you
well.
guys back here soon enough. Thanks so much, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Brian.
Have a good day.
Thanks, guys. All right. So again, just to take a look at our standings, recap for the day. I know Steve and I already kind of ran through this quickly, but Rock and Rollers now sitting at 60 points. We have the Crushers sitting at 51.5, and Venom sitting at 26.5. Am I right? Yeah, 26.5.
Yeah. So yeah, rough day for the Revengers again. Just coming in for one game in a different center against a team coming off who's been red hot lately, and kind of a devastating day for the Venom. The Crushers Rock and Roll just came out flying against them in the first game, and now hard to think, but now they've got to fight for their lives to stay out of the bottom two.
Yeah, exactly. Going from being sort of league finalists last year to being near the bottom of the standings is certainly not something I think any of us were expecting to see. I also don't think anybody was expecting to see 2 8-0 matches today and so late in the season, with so many teams really, fighting with all their might to get as many points as possible. But thanks so much, Steve, for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you. It was fun. Lots of bowling to be had. Just over a game and a half left on the other stream, so we'll check that out.
Yeah,
watch some golf later.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thanks so much to all of our sponsors, and we'll see everybody back here next week. Thanks so much, guys.
Cargill is proud to be supporting a truly Canadian sport like 5-pin bowling. We look forward to watching some great competition from many competitors and bowling centres across our country. With hundreds of locations across Canada, Cargill is committed to helping the Canadian farmer thrive. Whether it is selling commodities, getting agronomic advice, fertilizer needs, crop protection, and marketing expertise, Cargill is here to help. So please enjoy this bowling. Thank you.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shining bright like a diamond. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond.